didn't really think I was going to leave you out high and dry without talking about stasis. Now, what I talked about earlier was a form of stasis, but the kind of stasis I will be talking about now is extended stasis, which, in all hindsight, is varied from ship to ship. Now, we already know about cryo-stasis, which is slowing the heart to for human cryostasis, excuse me, which is slowing the heart using a chemical or liquid slurry put into the bloodstream and mixed in with the blood, then pumped back into the body to slow the heart rate to a point where it can survive, but just barely. Now, this is done very quickly with what they do. They pretty much end up giving you hypothermia and then flash freezing you. I've only had the misfortune of having this done to me personally twice. So, one was a medical emergency, the other was for long-term travel that otherwise would be dangerous. The other means of stasis is relatively unorthodox, but it uses a lot of energy. This is not used for anything but dimensional travel, and I mean like dimensional travel as an exploration of different dimensions that haven't even been mapped or charted yet. This specific kind is actually taking every single modular cell in your body, breaking it apart and packing it into a ball, then freezing it. So basically, you're just biomass popped into a lot smaller ball. You're not aware of it until the computer decides, or whatever's flying the ship says, "Okay, hey, time to wake them up." It just gives you a little bit of some sort of chemical or whatever. I'm not sure what it is, but put you in liquid, thaw you out, poof, you become your normal self again. This was actually discovered by mistake, believe it or not. I think either a gray or something like that, some other species got set into a reactor or whatever else, and they got compacted down to an almost molecular level. Now, the last form is something that Russia has come up with, but I don't know if it's even considered ethical, an ethical practice, unless, well, you're an immortal and you've already had your head cut off. So, having your blood flow actually hooked up to a machine, as opposed to your body. That's not a pleasant thought, obviously. It's been experimented with, but it's been proven to be unreliable for space travel. So it's obviously only used for ground-based planetary medical practices, like if you're really in trouble after having your head cut off, or something like that, until they can get you a new body for said head. They pretty much do the same thing as cryo freezing, but they have to keep you alive, so they keep you semi-aware, but they have a few chemicals pumped into your head to make sure you don't go insane, and or hooked up to a machine, depending on what your general physical mindset is, like I said in the prior video. Let me think. There's one other type of stasis that it's not particle, it's not cryo, but I guess in a way regenerative stasis, which basically is like a self biological stasis, really. For a phoenix, when we combust to regenerate and continue on living, we're in a quasi stasis as it is. We're still aware of what we are, but our mindset is like, okay, ash pile and ash pile, soul, fire element, water element, that sort of thing. I can't really explain it because it's a little easier to experience it rather than explain it. So that's the last of it, is biological stasis, self-awareness, and that sort of thing. Amphibians can do it because they're actually slowing their blood down and their heart rate down when they get frozen. Some frogs can do that. I'm not sure about some salamander species, but I think they do it too. Nonetheless, that's about it. Like I said in the last video, if you've commented on that, we'll see. We'll see.